It is time to look at the box legendaries for Gen 5 and, well, for a series called Black and White, what else was there to do but reference the Tao? If you are familiar with Taoism at all, you are familiar with the yin and yang graphic, black and white swirling in a circle, each with an orb of the other at their head. Now, I am not a Taoist or an expert on the religion, but to my layman's understanding, it is a philosophy of understanding the world that is grounded in dualities. The fundamental nature of the universe can be understood as a push and pull between a pair of dualities which are at once complementary and opposite to one another. Each side of the duality contains and encircles the other, and your job as a person is to find a balance between them. So, male and female, nature and civilization, summer and winter, the land and the sea, and so on and so on. Not exactly binaries, but more like harmonies. Thus, Reshiram is a yang, the white side of the symbol, and its design is a complementary opposite to Zekrom. Where Zekrom is smooth and hard, Reshiram is spiky and soft. Where Reshiram flows and billows, Zekrom is stiff and delineated. Reshiram is organic and animalistic, Zekrom is inorganic and kind of robotic. And yet, they are complementary. They share a basic body plan, they both have wings, they both have crests on their heads, they both are dragons, and they both have tails in suspiciously similar shapes. In fact, it almost kind of looks like Zekrom's tail would fit inside of Reshiram's tail, which, well, I'm sure someone's drawn fan art of that. The duality of the box legendaries seems calculated to match the duality of the game's narrative. Pokemon being free in nature versus being bonded to trainers, which is the conflict between the player and N as well. And just as yin and yang are not actually opposites, so it turns out that Reshiram and Zekrom are actually two parts of a whole, and so it turns out that Pokemon can be free and be bonded to trainers at the same time, no matter how many of them you dump in your PC box to rot forever, you monster. So, is Reshiram any good as a design, then? Well, yeah, it's a big, imposing, sheer white dragon. It's kind of hard to go wrong with something so stark and striking. I think it suffers a little bit from marketing design. Like, because it is a box legendary, it has to look superficially cool and elaborate and powerful, and a lot of the details and features on design feel motivated by that more than they feel motivated by a desire to express a Taoist duality. It's a design that ultimately reads as kind of messy and maybe a little bit too eager to impress. I might have liked both it and Zekrom to be simpler and more abstract, more like embodiments of concepts than embodiments of power, but that is the perspective of a man in his 30s, and these games are ultimately designed for children who definitely think that this is way cooler. And I can't say that they're wrong.